Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 6 of this gas station. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to finish up the kitchen. Now we're gonna continue working on this. And then now, what I'm planning to do is create the gas stand. Um, I did mark it right here. It's actually at number 2G, and then the other one will be at 5G. So those two parts will be changed to add those gas station kiosks. So now what we need to do is go to architecture, click on model in place, click save first, and then here let's go and click on generic model. Click OK and then OK again. Let's then go to 2G. In the middle right here, we're going to add in the post. So in terms of post, you can basically do whatever you want. Right now, I'm just going to use extrusion. You can even go and add different ones, like, for example, architecture columns if you want to. So you can go to structure, and then we have architecture columns right here, or right there. This is structural, and then this we have architectural columns like there. Here we could just add in columns that we think that can be same as what we're trying to do. Here we have a 475 by 610 column that we could basically add, or here 475 so that it's squared. We could add this one if we want to, so to make us our life easy. At the same time, we could create an extrusion from this. So I think it's good enough to add that one so that we could have something to look at. So right now, click on model in place, and it's easier for us to create this in generic model, knowing that we need to copy it again, and then also we need to change it up a little bit. So now let's add extrusion. We're gonna set it at level 1 or ground floor, and let's change the material. So here I'll probably create or set a wood material just to change it up, and then later on we're going to change it much better. So now we're going to put it at 2G, and then we're going to put this again at this 3G, or we're gonna give a little bit of gap. So I'm going to make probably around 600 by 600, put it in the middle, move, grab it from the midpoint right here, and put it in the intersection of this. So I'm just roughly estimating it right there. In terms of the extrusion right here, I believe we set this one around 4800. We could double check and then click finish first, and then go to section. And then right here, actually the canopy is 4800, so we are correct in terms of that. So 4800 exactly at the top right there. Let's go back to ground and then estimate that this one is too much, so I'm just going to edit it a little bit. Maybe we could just do 400 by 400. And then just quickly move it in the intersection like so. So I'm happy with this. And then at the same time, I'm gonna copy that CO, copy it around 4,000. So whatever it hits, it's going to be the same 4,000 right there. And we're gonna leave it like that. And then click on finish again. So now we have this one, and then we're gonna create more right here. So now let's go back to ground. Let's create the island for this because it needs to be elevated a little bit. So we're gonna elevate it. So create an extrusion again. This one we're going to extrude it 200 from the bottom. So I want it to be concrete. So I'm just adding different materials on each and every one in order for us to change it in Twinmotion. So here I just want it to be around 1500. So 1500 from here, and then estimate it in the middle like so. If yeah, let's make it 2000 to give it some room, and so for us to change it a little bit. So now click on finish. Before that, let's create a curve right here, and then in terms of how big it is or how long it is, let's do around maybe around, let's see 5,000 first. How big is 5,000? And then I believe from here we could just do the curve, or let's do this and then set it like that. And I believe it's a lot easier to just do. And then obviously we want it to be centered. To highlight everything, and in order for you to highlight everything, you just need to click on tab and it will highlight everything, and then you'll be able to use your arrow keys to change direction. So click finish on that. Let's look at it at 3D and see how it looks. So it's starting to build up, and then we're probably gonna add bollards for protection for the pump, the gas pump that we're gonna add. For the gas pump, we're going to create it as left and right so that we'll be able to just add it there. And then obviously we're going to add in some design in order for this to look nicer. And then now what we could do is we could add the canopy first, because I'm going to add it right here. But I actually just want to add this one first because I could just copy everything else on the other side. We don't need to create another one and to replicate this. So it's going to be easier for us to just add this one, add the canopy, and then till it from there. So I'm just going to go around here, go to ground, and then what I'm going to do is go to canopy, and then let's add the canopy. So for the canopy, I want it to be around 22,000, so around 23,000 to 10,000. That's how I like the canopy to be big. For now, I'm gonna go to ground. I'm gonna set up the height by using annotate, So maybe we could just finish from here so that I could just add annotate to give me my sense of um, to gauge what I want to do here. So I'm gonna add it right here. Maybe I'll center this one in the middle as well so that we have something awning right here as well. So I'm going to put this one at 10,000, and then around 23,000. So let's set this one. And then here we will have it another one right here as well. So I'm just planning to center this somewhere right here, and I believe that's good enough to be centered right there. And then we could just edit this one later on. So now I'm going to select this thin line, copy it, and then go to canopy so that we could add this one right here exactly where it is, and then add a model in place as well. We could just select here, edit in place, go back to canopy, and then create the extrusion. And then it's easier for us to gauge where the location is. Select finish, and then let's see. Of course, we need to change the material right here. 200, that's fine. Maybe we could make it thicker so that we could add in more design. That's something that we could decide later on. But right now, what we could do is we could put in EFIS so that it's green, so that it's gray. So let's just add it like that for now. And as you can see, exactly at the top right there. And then we could change the thickness so that it looks much better. So in terms of thickness, probably we're going to put this one around 7,500 or 750, not 200. So now let's edit in place. Select this one, around 750 would be good, so that we could add in more design to this one. Click on finish, and it will look like that. For now, we could select this again, edit in place, and we could just wrap this one around with something different. Create, I want a sweep, because we're going to set this one. We're going to pick the plane which is above here. Click on that, and then click on edit profile. We want to make sure to change this to a different material. I want a different materials on this so that we could easily change everything in Twinmotion. So here I'm gonna use pink stripe or parking stripe so that we could change it instantly. So now what I want here is to be, I'm going to put rectangle around here, and at the same time I'm gonna bulge this one. So having that one there, we could push this one right there, and it will give that effect on that. So that will look nice, and then it will give that depth on that. Click on finish, and then click on finish again. And if we see it right now in consistent color, that would really look nice. A simple nudge on that, give it a bounce, and then if we make it larger enough, it will be noticeable. So I'm gonna do that more. I'm gonna bulge it more, put it more at the top like that, put it that one in the bottom, but I want to still give it a different feel on that. And that will look good on that. So I like that feel. And then at the same time, we need to change the materials on this face. So don't go editing or don't go finishing this yet. We'll be able to click on paint right here. Use something that we haven't used yet. So here we have metal paint finish. I don't remember using it yet. So I'm just going to select this face, this sides. It's really important to change different face so that it's easier for us to change later on. I'll be able to select a face or a change on that once we're on Twinmotion. So that is a nice addition. And then right now we could actually finish up on this one. So go back to ground. We're still not done with the canopy, but that's something that we could start off with in terms of design. So I'm happy with what we did. Now that we have a circular, semicircular, I need to make this one circular as well so that it doesn't look like cornered like this. So I want to design this much better. Edit extrusion. I wanted this one to be circular, so I'm just going to edit this one. Something like that, and then delete this one right now. And then in terms of this, what we could do is we could just copy this and then add it right there and then delete this. So now we have circular on that, and then we need to just add more details right here. I want to go to south elevation to see if I could attach something right here to make it more better. So actually I need to unedit this one, delete this. I need a flat face in order to do this. So go to south elevation. I'm going to set my design on this face, and then we could just work on it right now. So now what we have here is something that looks like this. I'm going to extrusion, pick a plane. This one is the front of this. And then what I need to do is to create something, a design from here. So actually I need the back here to look like that. So I want it to be looking like this. So I'm going to use rectangle. And then let's change this to a different color. I think I haven't used copper yet, but I don't want to use something that is already here because we're not going to be able to add it on the paint portion. So right now I'm just going to use this AL to align it right here. I'm just gonna go over it a little bit, something like that. Click on finish, and I want to see it in 3D. I want to be able to set this one AL to this face so that it expands much better. Select this one on this face. So basically we were able to just put this one right there. And then at the same time, we're going to add more change on this. So what I'm gonna do is go back to section, or sorry, go back to south elevation, and then model this one again. And I'm going to do another modeling. So extrusion, click on pick a plane. I'm going to select this plane and then change this material again. I'm going to use rigid insulation, and then here we're going to go around this, align it on this one, move it on this one as well, and then we're gonna curve this one right here. And then now we need to trim and extend, and then trim and extend right here, and then use fillet arc to have it like that. And then at the same time I want it to be curved a little bit at the top right there. So I'm probably going to use something again to connect everything. So I'm probably another rigid insulation. So click finish, go to 3D to look at it and how it looks. That is, I believe, good enough to look like that. I could go over in the midpoint, so I could go to ground, go over to the midpoint, which is we have a line there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mirror it. In 3D it will look like that. And then that looks really nice, having that part right there. And then at the same time we need to curve this part right here. So to do that, I'll probably go to this roof, top of roof store, so that I can just visualize where I'm gonna put it. So create another extrusion. This one, let's set it below because we'll be able to pull it up once we're done. And then here we could just add that one, circular, and then same material. Click finish, go back to 3D, and then now we could just pull it all the way at the top there to make it all one singular look. And as you can see, it looks much better just having that image right there. Click on finish to see how it looks. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to mirror it on the other side as well. And of course we're not yet done. we're basically going to add more information right here, like the number, the name of a gas station that probably we're going to mimic. Uh, and some of this design is something that I got inspiration online as well. So it's not something that I originally thought of. Um, I was thinking of adding this same right here so that it looks much better as well. It will look more slick. So I'm gonna edit this type, and then maybe I'm going to slant this one actually instead. I'm gonna slant each and every one of that instead rather than doing this. So I'm just going to delete this for now, go back to south elevation, edit this, pull it up a little so that it doesn't look too much of that. I'm going to edit the extrusion, do it like that, right there, slant it there, and then slant it right here. I think that will give it more of that effect. Trim this one right there, and then go fillet it again to have that angled right there. Click on that, click right here, go back to ground in order for this one to be mirrored. Go check how it looks, and then go back here to roof, select that, let's maybe mirror it, and then go back to 3D in order for us to just I'm not gonna put this one right there. I think it looks much better having that one right there instead. And then we're going to add the same materials right here. So we're going to go to paint and then parking stripe. Then we're going to add the parking stripe right on the face, and then it will look like much like that. And then click on finish, and that looks really nice. And then we're going to set different materials onto the bottom. So that looks good. What we could do is, before we finish this off, we need to create a machine for the pot. So let's stop here for now, continue on the next video. Thank you for watching and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.